Hello there, people. Good afternoon. It's Andy here, and today I'm on episode 3 on how to build your own MLM blog that would help you generate leads and attract people to what you're doing. So, first of all, I'm going to go into the presentation quickly. Stay with me for 7 minutes. So, in the next 7 minutes, I'm going to show you how to find the best blog hosting, right? So, first of all, we want to look at what the hosting is and why you need to get a good one, not just a normal one, a good hosting platform. A host basically is a server that stores your blog. So you've got a server, which is a computer that sits somewhere connected to the internet or connected to the wide internet space, and that will store your blog and your website. And when people want it, it will make it available for them. Right? So that server needs to be up all the time. So simply put, it's a home for your blog. So think about it. When you're creating your blog, you're creating your brand, you want to create a comfortable home for it, and that's where your blog is going to be living. So you have to think about this quite carefully. You don't have to make it complicated, but make it quite a good decision, and I'll show you how. Right, so what is a blog host? Now, blog is very, very simple. There are companies out there that would help you do this, right? So what they do is that they provide space on their servers. So they have loads of servers with loads of space. They've employed the people to maintain the servers, make sure they're running all the time. So they've got their servers and their equipment, and they can provide you space. Now, I'm sure you've heard of companies like GoDaddy, HostGator, Bluehost, DreamHost, One and One, and it goes on and on and on and on. So these are some of the top ones. So we've got quite a few as well that do this. So there are two types of hosting. We've got the free blog hosting and we've got the paid blog hosting. The free blog hosting, just like the name suggests, is free, right? You don't pay anything yet for it. So you can actually go for a free blog hosting and then you don't pay anything. That's all there is to it. However, it's a subdomain. You remember what we talked about last week about the structure of the domain and why it is that way? It's a subdomain. So you're restricted as to what you can do, okay? And then we've got a paid hosting. So you've got in the free hosting, you've got your name, blog, your blog name dot the blog host name.com. And we've got the paid hosting. You can establish your own domain. So you can go out there, go get your own domain like we did last week. So it's myname.com. Then I come back, get a hosting, and pack my domain on that. So that's really cool. So that belongs to me. And my hosting, I'm paying for it as well. So in some senses, that belongs to me as well because I'm paying for that space. Right? So we can compare this typically to owning a property and couch surfing, right? So if you're couch surfing, there are limitations to what you can do. So let's just say John went out, he bought his own property, and the property belongs to him. Now, John has a lot of rights when it comes to that property. He can change the kitchen, he can bring it down, he can change his wall paintings, he can change this, change that. He can do a whole bunch of stuff. Not everything, but a whole bunch of stuff, okay? But when it comes to maybe another John, he probably couch surfing. Couch surfing went to his friend, listen, I'm broke, I need some space. So can I borrow your couch for maybe a couple of months? And then you couch surf, right? You stay on the couch, right? You got a place to stay, right? However, you're restricted. Like you can't cook any meal you want. You can't go out there and buy your own television set and put it on the couch. It doesn't work that way. So there are a few things that you are restricted to because all you have to do is stay on the couch. The stuff, your stuff belongs to you, but you're just borrowing the couch. Basically, that's the way it is. So there are advantages and disadvantages of each, right? Advantage of free hosting is that there's no fee to pay and there's less responsibility. Well, that could be a disadvantage as well, but depending on how you look at it. So there's less responsibility, there's no fees to pay, right? It saves you some time because all you're doing is just blogging and that's it. You go out there, write your content, put it out, boom, it's gone, right? Now, paid hosting. For paid hosting, the advantages are quite immense. You get brand recognition, which is for what we're doing the best thing, right? So you get brand recognition. You can actually build your brand. You get credibility from that. I didn't put that down, but you get credibility. So if you went out there and you do it, people know you and trust you for what you represent. Okay. You also have full control over your blog because you can install any blogging platform, remove it, and put another one if you want. That's the way it works. Okay. Disadvantages. free hosting, you have limited choices. Just like I said, if you're couch surfing, you can go and buy a television and put on a couch. It doesn't work that way. Same applies. If you're actually using free hosting, there are a lot of things you can't do. There's a common theme that's given to everyone, for example. You have to use that theme. The blogging platform might be different. You have to use it. There's no branding involved, so you're actually out there. You're limited to the kind of branding you can create, and the credibility is not as much, right? For me, if I see anybody with their name.blogger.com, I kind of like go a little bit. Disadvantage of a paid one is that it costs you money and it costs you time. You have to pay money and you have to, invest some time to learn a few tips, to learn a few tricks, to learn a few things about your blog and make it work. Okay, so these are kind of a few things you need to look at. But if you're looking to use it for branding, building your business long term, I don't think this should be a problem anyway. Now, there are three top free blogging sites. In case you still want to go free, that's totally fine. Go out there, get a free one. I wouldn't recommend it because you can't build your brand that way. If you can find a service that can allow you, which is free, that can allow you to get the benefits of the paid one, that's awesome. So, three top free blog hosting sites. This is what I recommend: hosting.eu.pn. Right? You can go check it out. 100webspace.com and base.ht. These are the top three that I know are good for free blog hosting. Now, you've also got the top paid hosting sites. Now, guys, these are things that I've checked myself, and some of them I've used, so I know this. All right. So the first one in the paid category for hosting blogs is HostGator. Most of the blogs out there is based on WordPress because it gives you flexibility to do a whole lot of things. So what I'm talking about now majorly depends on WordPress, but these are also good for other blogging platforms as well. So we've got HostGator, Bluehost. I've used it before back in the day. Good company as well. And 2M Host, to be very honest, I've not used this before, right? But I checked and I did a research on this, and most experts are actually putting it on number 3. So I thought I might as well just throw it in there for you guys. All right, things to consider when you want to choose the right host. It doesn't cost a lot, guys. Just go out there and get it if you're serious about it. If you still are a bit indecisive, there's something I've got for you, I promise. So things to consider for choosing the right hosting. A few things, right? This is all you need to think about. Right? First, you need to find out if they're Unix-based server. So that's all you need to know. And that means that they provide you WordPress hosting because we'll be basing everything on WordPress. They've got PHP, they've got Perl, and they've got MySQL. This is for databases, and this scripting, and this something else, right? So this is what you want to check out, look out for. If they've got all these, and then you're cool, and it's a Unix-based system, this will do. It will just do for you. That there's no contract term. Personally, I don't like contracts. I don't like to be tied into anything. Check if they charge you anything to renew. Okay, some companies would charge you a renewal price when you say you bought your hosting for a year or two and you want to renew it. Some companies will charge you for renewal. You need to look out for that. You also need to look out for cPanel. This is the environment in which you're going to manage your hosting. So the environment is very important because you want a WYSIWYG, which is what you see is what you get. So you can drag, click, and do things without bothering yourself about coding. You need to understand this. Now you just see everything the way it is and you use it, right? You've got backup options and you've got uptime. Uptime, very, very important. Guys, this has cost me a business in the past, right? So it's very, very important that you make sure that the uptime for the company or the hosting company is above 95%. Anything below 95% is not good, right? I've had experience with this, cost me a whole business. I had clients leaving me. I had friends not becoming enemies just because of uptime. You need to make sure that your blog is always up when you put it up. Okay, so these are the things you need to look out for. It's very, very simple. Head on over to my blog, look at the full article, and make sure that you get the hosting sorted.